So they'll be calling you a radical. Now I know this is you guys' very favorite subject. Obamacans versus Trumpettes, run along. So we're going to talk nuclear waste. Nuclear waste. So I had a really great conversation with some insiders of the D.o.e. today. So let me explain what's going on. So the D.o.e., everybody in the industry, everybody knows, the activist community, this nuclear waste is stored on site, which I consider that to be illegal. Well, it is illegal. We're paying a fine, but so hear me out. The Yucca Mountain bill that was passed in the 70s by law, the Department of Energy, us the taxpayers, had to take care of it. By law, that was written into law. That was part of the deal. We have funded it, well funded it, the Department of Energy. Have they done it? Nope. Is the American populace willing to go after Congress for not doing it? Nope. Political theater, just play games. So, Patriot Act. So, Harry Reid, when he was head of the Senate, of course, he's from Yucca Mountain, born and raised there, lived right out here, worked at Thiaco. So, his answer was to turn all 104 nuclear reactors in the United States into official nuclear waste dump sites. I'm like, oh no. Only Congress can do that. Right. Well, the N.r.c, which is a nuclear regulatory committee, that's all they are. They're not voted. They're not a Senate committee. They're not nothing. Only Congress can do this. With a stroke of the pen, the N.r.c, with the blessings of Harry Reid, presto, magico, bingo, bongo, whoopo. All 104 nuclear waste reactors, official dump sites. They're not built for it. So it's stacking up over capacity. So we, the taxpayer, we pay a fine constantly to these reactors. Are not public utilities. They're not. They're privately owned. I mean, that's why they're the great cash cow. That's where they hang out, because there's no liability. You can't sue them. Price Anderson, the Congressional Act in the 50s. We fund them. We build them. We maintain them. We do everything. They're just giant cash cows. And then they sell the waste back to the military industrial complex. So what happened? That got challenged by us. I mean, I was part of that group. Friends of the Earth, different places, filed suit. Says, fuck you, you can't do that. We lost. Now the United States Supreme Court, which is, fuck, what a joke. The United States Supreme Court, that ain't a court. I mean, number one, it's illegitimate as hell. Bush didn't win. I mean, come on. He didn't win. I mean, it's not a court. It's a political apparatus of this whatever confuculation we got called government here in the United States. Jerry-rigged districts, you know, still elections left, right, and it's not just it's a joke. So, by law, they say, now this is hear me out, it's sending off for this is important all over. So Holtec, they've gotten smart. They've moved in and says, we're going to fill this void. They see the writing on the wall. Oh, nice. Wow. Where'd you sleep last night? So they see the writing on the wall. So they move in. Now, I'm heavily involved with Senator Onofre. As Senator Onofre goes, the country's going to go. Now, we made the LA Times. We made all over meetings. So, you know, we go to all the meetings. Our groups are there, everything. So this whistleblower from OSHA comes over and squeals. We video it, gets to me, we get out. Everybody's picked it up. Lessons unlearned. I hope you can see it. My son versus their son. See, where's our camera? Oh, I gotta get this. How good is this? I painted this in 1994. Wow. Let's get this over here. We want to see this. Kevin. And imitate art. So, stay with me. I hope you can see it. So, stay with me. So Holtec sees the void. They move in. They see how much money's involved here. They see all these nuclear reactors are closing down. Everybody says, oh, it's just economic. Oh, no. Us activists have pushed them there. If it was economics, they would have been closed decades ago. They're done. So, they decide Yucca Mountain, which by law was passed. Well, Yucca Mountain, Congress re-ups it, passes by an overwhelming bipartisan majority this year. Well, Feinstein and Heller are the Appropriations Committee. They kill it. They know the political theater that goes on in Las Vegas, Nevada. They know the powers there be. Edelson and gang, they're not about to let it in there. So W.i.p.p, secretly, the Western Initiative pilot program has been there for decades. It's supposed to be just a test, which has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger at Carlsbad, New Mexico. From Carlsbad, California to Carlsbad, New Mexico, the waste is going to go. So, New Mexico doesn't want it. They woke up. So, there's people down there filing suit and going crazy. So, the New Mexico Attorney General makes a statement. He says, there's really nothing we could do. Now, they say you've consented. Now, I went to the consent-based hearings. I traveled around the country and went to them, raised all kinds of hell. Alice McFarland snuck into the one. She didn't know I'd be there, or she would have never came. Boy, did I get in her face. She'd have seen her run out the back. So, let's make sure this is still running. You hear the hawks squilling in the background. Yeah. So, God, here it goes. There it is. There it is. Smoking off. Whoa. Talk about art. Painted that 94, I call it the nuclear vagina, the nuclear triangle. Japan. I added that 3 years ago. On August 12th. Now think about that. August 12th. I shot that footage yesterday, August 12th. Wow. Wow. So, Holtec moves in. So, Holtec recently has bought Oyster Creek. They buy them the whole thing. They're buying them all because they know there's going to be the bailout money's on the writing on the wall. They know how much money they're going to fill this void. They've stepped in, which we, the taxpayer, bought by the Department of Energy, which I call the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. This is the greatest organized crime syndicate in world history. So, they've moved in. So, I've been fighting at San Onofre behind the scenes like crazy. I'm the lead that got it shut down. Me and others. We don't want it there on the beach. but nobody else wants it. So I know whistleblowers started coming to me in a couple years, said the Savannah River, MOX fuel from Japan, which didn't blow up in the jet stream at Fukushima and get us, it was brought back on ships. The MOX fuel fairy tale never worked. 29 billion loot job. Again, Chicago Bridge and Iron, Arriva, the French bankrupt cut, Westinghouse, General Electric, this corrupt organized crime. NEI, EE News, it's organized crime. Big time, that kills you. So, stay with me. Under the Patriot Act, some men you just can't reach. That's the way he wants it. That's the way he gets it. Now, we screamed and yelled. The Patriot Act's supposed to be temporary. Barack Obama could have pocket vetoed it just by doing nothing. He didn't. He re-upped it. Under the Patriot's well written in that nuclear waste falls into the fear complex, under the war complex, and under that thesis, they can do whatever the hell they want with the waste. So Harry Reid that gets it through, by law, this bill was challenged. We lost. Supreme Court, the jerry-rigged nightmare, they're not even willing to hear it. So by law, there ain't a damn thing that anybody can say. Now, they say that Idaho has consented. Now, Utah, oh no. It was one guy. One guy resisted in Utah at the consent-based series. You can look it up. Me. I was the only one. Not the governor, not the attorney general, not anybody. I was full of that cancer, leukemia, and as the state of Utah attacked me, kicked me off Medicaid and the whole thing, that's the reward I give for fucking kicking them the fuck out of here. There it is. There it is. Japan. That's Annika. Feman Russian. She's dead. She died. I painted this in 94. That was the girl that I was with for a long time. She died of leukemia in 99. The d.o.e. Wow. Wow. The nuclear vagina, the nuclear triangle. Japan. Russia, the United States. So, the oil sports kind of says there's a major mining expansion operation going at W.i.p.p. Now, you cannot make this up. I'm in San Diego with Peter, and he's got some drunkards, idiots that he lives with, blah, blah, blah. I mean, fools. And his one friend comes over, and he says, yeah, he says, God, how iron. He says, you know, I worked on the original drawings for this pilot program they were going to build in New Mexico. It was called W.i.p.p. They never built it. I looked at him, I says, really? You worked? Yeah, real intelligent guy. Alcoholic. And I says, yeah, they did. So W.i.p.p. has been going there now in 2014, Valentine's Day, it blew up. Salt truck, remember? Our group started picking up the plutonium freelancers in El Paso down there. He'd come to me and say, hey, look at this. We're screaming and yelling. I'm on the phone in New Mexico. Dunford's on the phone in New Mexico. Everybody's fucking having fits. They come out and admit, yep, it was plutonium, which was built right over here, Peterson Fabrication. They make them for Holtec. Now, Holtec's the guy. So, Holtec's buying up all these reactors. Now, of course, Exelon, the corrupt bastards that put Barry Antoinette Obama into office, and Trump's handlers, this Chris Collins, who's been indicted in upstate New York, falls into this at 9 Mile at Fitzpatrick. They buy them after the fact. So that's what they're doing. They're running in and buying. These things are crashing because Fukushima, because the activist community has turned the freaking table on their lie, Kringling too cheap to eat. It didn't work because of Fukushima. I mean, and the activist community, I mean, people say they don't know. They know. And so they're moving in, buying these things up. So Holtec has filed a temporary permit with the Department of Energy to build a temporary facility at W.i.p.p. in Carlsbad, New Mexico, filed the permit with the d.o.e. Now, the only one person could stop this. Trump could stop it if he wants to. He's not going to. Congress could stop it. Don't think they're going to. I mean, they're too busy fucking giving themselves each other money. So that's where it's going. This permit, I think, now, it's supposedly temporary, but temporary, we know what temporary, just like the Patriot Act, temporary, right? Constitution, mission accomplished. So, Holtec, whistleblower comes forward, says the tube slipped down, caught on the rim, holding on by an 8. Our group, they would have never got it out there, but the activists that show up to these hearings got video cameras. We have video cameras. We have people there, they get it to me, we get it out there, we spread it around. It just shows you, they're watching, the world's watching, you know, 99.99% of the sheeple, they don't even know what the fuck we're talking about. So, I got news. once you, the Patriot Act, you gave away all your rights, all of them. Nuclear waste, they use it for nuclear bombs. They sell it back to the government. Thus, it falls into the mantra of the military-industrialized complex where all your redistribution of wealth goes, all your money goes. If we broke away from this whole loot job, about giving it to corporate whores and freaking the military-industrial complex, this pork Bezos baby. By the way, Fermat's probably his real father, and I'm not kidding. Do some work on it. We could have 100% medical. We could have, I mean, instead of giving these corporate so-called 1%ers, which are 1% of the 1%er, all the fucking wealth, you know, take it away from them. Give it to the people. Give us back our money, as I call it, the Robin Hood Party. We don't want to fucking steal from the rich to give to the poor. We want to steal back from the rich what they stole from us. We just want our fucking money back. So, this is important to you in New Mexico and you at San Diego and San Onofre. They've bought Oyster Creek. They bought the whole thing. They're buying them all up. So who's got into the nuclear waste industry? Brookfield? The real estate developers in Lower Manhattan? The 666 Tower Jared boys? Oh yeah. Yep. They bought all kinds of them. They're buying them up all over. They're done. I'm telling you, 104 bottles of beer on the wall, take one down, pass it around so Kevin reach into the bag. Now, people thought I was crazy a few years ago. I says, oh no, we're taking them fucking down. Just like a San Onofre, oh, they'll never reopen. They know because they're afraid of jail. They know the corruption. They know the loot job. So, I got news. They can move it wherever the fuck they want. Hey, Reed, the Republican Congress that had power when he pulled this off, this was post-2010. This was post-Fukushima. Now, Gregory Jacko, Alice McFarland, supposed to protect us. They got a lot of guts even opening their fucking mouths. I know what happened inside the situation. I know the cover of Fukushima. They're head of the N.r.c. Her up there now from Idaho National Lab, that's head of the N.r.c. Her lover, friend, Jose Reyes. Yeah, NewScale. Little New Reyes. So NewScale's got this permit now, got a government grant. Under the government grant rules, you have to have private funding. They had private funding from a place called Kenwood Financial. Me and another group's the one that dug out and proved that that was a Ponzi scheme. They went to prison, found guilty by the FCC. It's a fraud. Same with Blue Castle here on the screen. I'm the guy that put the dagger to that. Me and Judy from the Trib, we're the ones that dug it out, and I was full of leukemia. Right as they started their advertising campaign, you're getting me with a central line hanging out of my jugular fucking vein in the bone marrow transplant. What timing, huh? Talk about a bad timing for those. Oh, they hate me. Fuck them. You know, they murdered my father, tried to murder me, and I can't fight back. So the nuclear waste is going to New Mexico. I'm here to fucking tell you. Unless something drastic happens. The Attorney General of New Mexico has made a statement. My hands are tied. There's really nothing we can do. Under the Patriot Act, this act that turned these things, so this temporary permit that's filed by Holtec, which blows my mind that we have a private company involved. We have a Department of Energy, well-funded, fucking trillions and fucking gazillions of dollars. They just loot and steal from us. They don't do anything. Weapons designers at Livermore making $1.5 million a year. Just, I mean, this money loots everywhere. These reactors, I mean, it's Homer Simpson. They run by themselves. They don't have crews. $7.6 billion tax bailout in New York alone. What the fuck? This Chris Collins is involved. Fucking, I mean, all the Manafort's involved. You go to Flynn's involved. Jill freaking Dead Red Stein's involved. I mean, every one of these corrupt bastards that goes to nuclear energy and nuclear waste. You know, the nuclear bomb thesis, because sugar wars, molasses wars, textile wars, plutonium wars. So much fucking money in this shit because you sell it back to the government. Fucking boogeyman fair complex, the very complex that made you turn these in. So they could store it on site, which they do. Trojan is stored on site. Zion in freaking Illinois stored on site. Trojan's been got it's stored on site. This waste is stored on site. So yeah, swimming pools, they put it. It's been stored for years and decades on site. Disaster? Oh yeah. So, by the way, I'm for central locating it and then shooting it into space. And a lot of people argue with me about the shooting into space thesis, but we did it in '97. Now, Miko Kako and these guys all fought with me. I was down there. I was going crazy. You know, I'm like, yeah. And everybody fought with me. Oh, it'll just blow up on Earth. I'm like, if it does, yeah, there's a chance it could blow up. And the irony of this is, Harry Reid worked right out here at Thiokol. They made the rocket boosters for Challenger when Challenger blew up. That's what he did. So shooting in the waste, I'm sure that's in his subconscious. Now, he has cancer, by the way. Bad cancer. So, and I know this is your favorite subject. No one cares, but our group, I care. This is a big deal what's happening right now. How San Onofre goes is how the world's going to go with this waste. So is it going to go to New Mexico? I know for a fact there's been a over 2-year major mining operation, major expansion going on down there. They've been trucking the fucking worst of the worst MOX fuel from Savannah River to New Mexico. Now Rick Perry's involved, the hole right next to, in Texas, in El Paso, outside El Paso, West Texas, outside of Carlsbad. Energy Solutions was headed there. Barack Obama, Barry Antoinette, let them eat yellow cake, he won't go against any other. He'll let Bayer Monsanto join up. He'll let all these collaborate scumbags. But he files antitrust lawsuit against them, blocks it, or they were the hell out of here. Dirty Herbie, these scumbags who promised me he wouldn't give them a ballot, gives them a tax ballot and try to keep them here. Sending over generators power. We don't want illegally, same in Idaho. We have laws, Eastlanders. They have laws. They're bypassing all the laws, which they can do under the Patriot Act. So the courts have ruled, and we got no lawyers. I've got no lawyer. If I had a really good lawyer that would step up with me and we would work together and we could get some funding, some real funding. Somebody would fund me for some real money. Say, hey, Kevin, here's $100,000. Let's do this. Here's a couple $100,000. Fucking, give me a good attorney. Give the attorneys fucking $20,000 to $30,000. Say, let's get the fucking what we can fucking destroy him. But no, fuck no. You're going to let me fucking squirm and fucking fight and fucking scratch on fucking peanuts. I appreciate everybody who supported this incredible historic work. Without you, it didn't get done. It's all shoestring. So, the Attorney General in New Mexico says our hands are tied, which they are. Now, is this permit going to get approved? I think so. I think they know it's going to approve the whole tech, and they're going to just secretly truck it, train it, move it in the... Yep. Just like I said, let's do it. I think that's what's going to happen. It's not going to go to Yucca. I don't think. Maybe, and that could change. That could change. Feinstein, that old freaking nightmare, she needs to go. Kamala Harris knows what I know. I know Kamala personally on this whole thing. So, Heller, he's going to lose, so he'll be out. But the next one, anybody who supports Yucca Mountain ain't going to win in Nevada. I can tell you that right now. No way they're going to win. They don't want it. Nobody wants it. But New Mexico, people didn't even show up at the consent-based hearings. I did. Daryl Isis. I like a Gary at San Onofre. He's crying. He loots how many millions out of this deal? I do all the dirty work. He gets $5 million. Cuts his bullshit deal when California taxpayers already paid for it. Oh, they won't come. They won't come. He says, we'll come. They bring the whole show. He's the one that's crying. They won't come. They won't come. So I'm like, I'll come. So I go. I'm there. Allison McFarland, the only person ever got in Allison McFarland's face on the cover-up of Fukushima ever, which blows my fucking mind. I'm the only person that's been in Gregory Jacko's face. By the way, the Harvard urban planner who's grandstanding down there, and I heard Kathy Iwan showed up again. Thank you. I'm glad to have you back. I know you guys went on hiatus and you went on fucking sabbatical for fucking 5 years while Kevin continued. But we need you. You guys were so paramount in the shutdown at San Onofre, and then you went away while I fucking sit in the trenches and did all the fucking Battle of fucking St. Peter's fucking Burg in the fucking trenches. D-Day fucking Battle of the Bulge. I'm glad you guys fucking went away and just, and Rachel's back. So a lot of people have come back to the fight, and I'm glad to have you back. But I'm the one that hooked him and the ex-Prime Minister of Japan up. He stayed at his house. I asked the ex-Prime Minister in Del Mar, what about? So did Rachel. Rachel has it on video, before she went away. She's back. How come you could be so anti-nuclear energy, USS Reagan radiated those guys, blah, 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 and now you're so against it? The United States made me do it. CIA made me do it, he told me. Right to my face. The ex-prime minister is the one that looks like Richard Gere. Now, the governor of Okinawa has died of cancer. He was an anti-nuclear. As the Pacific Ocean's dying, the salmon collapse is epic. It's fucking big time. It's all Fukushima, the dead tide pools. So, I'm here to tell you, the nuclear waste from all these reactors, unless something dramatic happens, it's going to New Mexico. And/or Idaho National Lab right here. And this whole new scale, they're going to pull it off. Now, I say centrally located, fucking pull the plug on all this fucking money, fucking liver more of these weapons that fuck them. Start rounding them up, putting them in jail, in prison. Jeff Ramelt, fucking Jack Welch was in on this. Fucking GE, fucking Chicago Bridge and Iron looted, fucking, I mean, Savannah River, the taxpayer, they looted you 29 billion. D.o.e. goes in, says you're only fucking 20% done. You build the United States taxpayer for fucking 78%. That's billions of loot. So, Michael Cox says, oh, you can't shoot in space if it doesn't blow, it'll blow up. I'm like, yeah, there's a chance it blows up in that fucking rocket, getting it there. But if we don't, it's going to blow up here on Earth. Oh, it blew up on Earth. It's called Fukushima. The greatest ecological catastrophe in human history. You're all, nah, 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 nah. Not me. I think surviving cancer, a lot of it is the reality and being able to deal with reality like I have. I think that's the key component to surviving this disease in my body. I got cancer. What timing, huh? 2011. What bad timing for those fuckheads. The worst thing that ever happened to them is me getting fucking cancer. So, it took 20 years. I shot it in 97. Michael Jordan. Believe it or not, landed on Saturn on Earth Day, 2017. Worked. Big load of plutonium into Saturn. Oh, God, oh, we're going to kill people. Fuck. The gases in Saturn, fuck. You don't even know what those gases are on the fucking sun. Bringing star power to Earth. This fucking toxic flume that's over there, it's a gas. It's a vapor. It's a plasma off Fukushima, Japan. That's what a sun is. That's what Livermore admitted to you. I'm the guy that came up with. They get the 4 pyramid on the bottom. They get the fucking, my Nobel Prize. I get shit. Y'all, Gary, so I show up to the hearing in San Luis Obispo. Fucking, you should have seen. Ask anybody that was there. Ask Kurt. Ask fucking Peter. Ask them all. Fucking white shirts all over me. Follow me around. Fuck, I'm like, fuck. I do hundreds and hundreds of interviews I do, but they ain't about touching me. I'm fucking classified according to Bob Barker's office. So, according to the Army Corps of Engineers, according to PG&E, according to San Onofre, I've been classified. What? Michael Gary doesn't even show up to his own fucking hearing. Yeah, he gets fired. Well, you know why did he show up? He knew I was going to be there. He knows I'm in front of him. And I'm putting my camera in his face. That's what I do. You know, but keep hiding, you fucking rats. Keep hiding. I'm going to fucking find you. I'm going to sniff you out. So that's what's going to happen. So it's a whole tech knows it. The writing's on the wall, which I think is fucking insane. That we have this incredible department, the Department of Energy. Of course, we have NOAA, we have the EPA. They won't do anything. They what is it they fucking do? Tell me what they fucking do. These guys go to work for the government. What do you do? I mean, and you're worried about food stamps to somebody. These welfare fucking workers make millions of dollars a year, some of them, per person. These are trillions and billions. You're worried fucking, pull the fucking money out of the Department of Energy, pull all the money out of these fucking corporate whores, out of these worthless fuckers, and fucking give it to the healthcare system. Give it back to the people that fucking feed it. Give us back our fucking money. You know, so that's where the waste is going to go. It's going to happen. You know, I'm working with a lot of asses. It's already happening. Now, San Onofre, they're going to move it there? I think so. I think maybe they're probably already doing it. I hope. You know, I don't know, but this fucking nightmare, this canister slipping, and thank you to the whistleblower that came forward. You know, the whistleblowers that asked San Onofre that we got him shut down, I know them personally. I'm swore to secrecy. So is the fucking reporters. I'll never out them because they're afraid. They'll kill them. Oh, you don't think they do that? Ask Karen Silkwood, huh? Oh yeah? Ask Kevin Blanch. If you only knew what they've tried with me. You've seen people with me. I mean, they're like, oh, fuck. Ask Laura at fucking USS Reagan. Ask her fucking SWAT team gun in my face for just protesting with a permit. That's happened a lot of times to me. But I fear no evil. So that's the thing with the new. I know I've put up a lot of content lately, but there's so much going on rocking right now. This fight's in earnest, and it's fucking right there. And this stuff has to get in the library. I mean, it has to be recorded in history. So stand tuned. By the way, I'm all for it. Not Holtec doing it. I'm all for putting the Department of Energy in prison cells. I think Alice McFarland, Gregory Jacko, they were paid to fucking protect us. You know, Barack Obama, Barry Antoinette, John Holden, these people all work for us, the taxpayer. Scotty Pruitt, Donald Trump, all of them need to be rounded up. The marine biologists that have played along, all these government agencies that were supposed to fucking protect us didn't do shit. Fucking didn't tell us anything. Just covered up and fucking lied. Gina McCarthy, head of RadNet, all of them. These fucking people, they need to be rounded up, put in fucking prison cells. We paid you to do and you didn't do shit. So they're going to pass it on to Holtec. I guess Holtec's going to do it. They bought Oyster Creek. They bought the whole fucking plant, you know. They see. It's pretty sad. We did the same thing with the fucking post office. Something that was free, let's hand it over to Bezos, you know. Anything that were free, we pay for it. We still pay for it. But now these fuckers just move in and fuck it. And you're all for it. Some men you just can't reach. All these fucking good programs we had, looted, fucking hoard out. So that's what's going to happen. It's headed to W.i.p.p. That was a long video, and it's important, but I'm here to tell you. And in New Mexico, it's bullshit. I will quote Fermi, who's Bezos' daddy. When they dropped Trinity, they all bet. Fermi bet $1 that it would kill everyone in New Mexico. The insanities keep making this fucking shit. Now we're going to make these little ones and put them all over. They got waste. I mean, fuck, they're even more dangerous than the big ones. What a fucking nightmare. I know I put up a tremendous amount of fucking content late, but there's so much fucking going on now culturally. I could go for weeks and weeks, this cultural nightmare. You know, it's like the landscapes. I was doing some work on these places that we had for leisure time, you know. Tennis courts, basketball courts, softball fields are just turning into ghost towns all over. They're eerie and fucked because no one has any. Like science fiction, not economics, and been a great success from 1980 pros. It. You know, I said 10, we've got to pivot or it's going to swallow us whole. I wrote in my book, Post Ignorance. Oh, did it fucking swallow us whole? Oh boy, cancer for all. You know, fuck what about I've had. Thank you to everybody who supported this historic work for 7 years. It's been a hell of a fight. I've been fighting for my life, you know. What a fucking war. I finally starting to feel good. Open heart surgery last year. My gallbladder ruptured on Earth Day this year. That's all from the chemo, you know, my central line. But, you know, what a war. Given 2 months to live. ML de nouveau. What timing? What bad timing for the nuclear fucking cartel. Kevin Blanch's cancer. Worst thing that ever happened to those fucking pieces of shit. So this is the greatest fight in human history. You got to come out of denial. We've got to fucking deal with this situation. So, shooting into space is a bad idea? Fuck yes. But it's the best of the bad ideas. Putting it underground in a cavern? It ain't going to work. I mean, temporarily. But we've got to take this money away from the Manhattan Project and give it to the Post-Ignorance Project. And stop this insanity. Let's stop this fucking madness. We can fucking do it. You know? I want people to look back. My grandchildren, they fuck, did my grandpa fuck, what an epic time it was in this country when these nuclear reactors fucking, they took them fucking down. For Kevin Blanch reached into his bag and he slung the stone. And this fucking nuclear giant fell to the earth and radiated the earth for time out. Let's get this shit off our place. Shoot it into fucking space. Stay in tune.